So my name is Laurie Charles. I was born in Brussels and then I grew up in the south of France. And now I'm back in Brussels since the last 10 years. I work mainly on paintings, on textile, and then I make movies, texts, sculptures, and drawings. When I was an art student, I was mainly making movies. So at that time, I had a 15 square meters flat where I made my first set for the movie. So I had a green screen behind my bed. And then I moved to a bigger flat. And there I could experiment and build some set, props, objects, make some paintings for the films. So I see all these medium as interconnected to each other, but then I also consider them as independent. And so I try to question the status of all this medium. So what is a set? What is it to produce a sculpture for a movie? How to record the sound for a movie? How to incorporate the research, for example, or the theoretical background in the script. So I start this painting on textile on the occasion of a commission. So they asked me to do the backdrop for an evening of talks. So I did my first curtain. And then after, I was in residency in Holland, in Den Haag, in a space called 1646. And there I did my biggest curtain, about 15 meters long. And this curtain, this painting, was an enclosed space, a room, and the narrative served as a theoretical, visual, and poetic background for the performance. After this curtain was exhibited and displayed alone, and this was the beginning of the series of curtains I started until now. First I do some research, and then I read a lot, and then I gather some images from different sources, so mostly from books and then from internet. And then I find my interest into this contemporary imagery, but also into medieval engraving. From these images, I draw, and then I do some collage, and then from this collage I scan them, and then I project them on the curtain that I previously made myself with pure cotton fabric. And then I draw the outline and I paint. So I always work around subjects that affect me, and then I rewrite stories. So for the last 4 years, I mainly focused on rewriting her story of medicine based on my own story and on the linkage between health, gender, and sickness. Our society values a body that works perfectly, that is productive, that functions. And there I will quote Joanna Edva in her sick woman theory. So she said, you don't need to be fixed, my queen. It's the world that needs the fixing. So she wants to emphasize on this idea that the society makes the difference between health and sick. So being sick is the contrary of being healthy, but she proposed that it's another state of being. This curtain is part of a series of 2 curtains, which is called pharmakon. So pharmakon is a Greek name for poison and remedy. And I did like the idea of that you can be cured and poisoned in the same time. So the moon represents the lunar cycle in relation to the woman. There is this ancient tools, surgery tools from the ancient Egypt. There's the ginger, which is known as an anti-inflammatory natural treatment. There is the snake around the bowl, which is the symbol of the pharmacy. And then also the ant, which is the symbol of luck. It's a series of 2 curtains, and the other curtain, in the middle you can see big purple hands, and inside a joint, and this symbolizes the power of healing yourself. And then all around there is some spoon, and the spoons represent the spoon theory, which is a theory that say that a spoon is a quantification for the pain that a person with a chronic disease can reach in her everyday life. The soft sculptures that are in the other room of the show are representing human cells. They are using the same technique as the curtain, so it's hand paint on fabric. I call them domestic sculpture because they are between soft cushion and sculpture. They are also part of a bigger body of work that are trying to represent inside bodies, organs, veins, cells, kidney, etc. At the time I was making this series, I was reading a book called Complaint and Disorder, The Sexual Politics of Sickness by Barbara Ehrenreich and Derda. And so this book is a critique of the view of the medical view of women in the 19th century in America. So it spoke about the male dominance in medicines, the patronizing and disabling characterization of women as weak, dependent, and diseased.